Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. We're back again. We're going to do a preview of this week's reels that have come into the shop. Reels that I'm working on and reels that may make it to video. And thank everybody who's been sending these in for repair or tune-ups. And while I'm thanking folks, I want to thank the first responders that are helping on the front lines of this, whether you're first responder, essential personnel, EMT, hospital workers, what have you. All of your efforts in helping us to combat this horrible pandemic are appreciated. Thank you for all it is that you do. So it seems like a lot of viewers are always interested in what kind of passes my bench and what I'm working on and which ones make it to video and so on. So we're going to share some of those with you today. So the first one in is it's a Shimano. I think I've had some requests along the lines of the TLD 15. Well, this is the TLD 10. It's a lever drag reel. It's a nice performer. Somebody asked me the other day what these are worth. They got new reels like this are just over $100, maybe $125. You can find a good used one in nice condition for somewhere between $50 and $75. This one comes from Carlos. Carlos asked me to do a thorough tune-up on it. And if the drag washers needed replacing, go ahead and go do that. So we'll do that, and I have to check my library. I know I've done the 15. I'm not sure if I've done the 10. If I haven't done the 10, I'll make sure that Carlos gets to see a video of it so that he can do the service next time. So next up then is it's an eclectic bunch that I get. So this one is kind of interesting. I was told this one was a kind of a childhood reel, and they just wanted me to tune it up. This one is a Shakespeare favorite. It's the 1733 model. I don't know exactly when this one was made. I'm going to see if I can't find out a little bit more about that. But this one, unlike some of the others, does not have the level wind feature of these older reels. But nonetheless, they're solid performers and they can continue to go forever. These are direct drive reels. We'll probably do a video on this one just because we haven't done one before on this one, so we'll see how that makes its way through this. So it's an eclectic bunch, and that's kind of one of the things that I enjoy about fishing. Sometimes I see the reel repairs from the old stuff, sometimes I see the new. Now the next box is actually one that I purchased on eBay. Many of you know that I use Orca, the Old Reel Collectors Association, as a reference point for a lot of the old stuff I do. So I did myself a favor and kind of signed up for an Orca membership. And in this month's magazine, it actually featured the Ashaway reel. And it told us a little bit about the history of this one. And Ashaway is up in Rhode Island. It's actually the name of a river up that way. They were a line manufacturer, just like Gladding. And they featured cording in that for sailing ships and nautical, and eventually they made their way to making a reel. This is one of the 4 varieties of reels that they made. This is a slip cast reel that, as advertised, will not backlash. And interestingly, as I was reading the story behind it, they stopped making this reel, but one of the things that happened with this reel was people didn't know how to fish it. Now, when we typically look at a spinning reel, we assume that this reel should be mounted under the pole. Well, that was not the case with the Ashaway design. It actually was intended to be fished from the top of the pole, much like a conventional reel. And so what we were told, at least in the magazine article came back and referenced it, was because it was being fished from underneath the pole, people were actually spinning it backwards, which kind of should tell you something is wrong there because of the way that the notch would be for the line. You just saw a tangling there, but I guess this would become the line use. The other thing is a curiosity about this reel, so I'm going to try and find a little bit more about, is what is the function of this lever? So obviously it can mount to the pole. It bumps the bail here. If you were in casting mode, it would touch the top of the spool, but I'm not certain what in the world it is. And if anybody knows and wants to leave me a comment about it, well, geez, please go right ahead and do that, because I'm going to need to do some more research on this. Just don't know why. I do know that the reel should be mounted this way on a fishing pole, but I don't know the feature and the function of that little arm there. So look forward to seeing that one. In the box that I bought that with, we got a Bronson Mercury. I haven't done a video on this one, so we'll probably go fix this one up. It didn't fix it up. It's working, and just has some old line on there. So I'll take this apart so that anybody who has a Bronson Mercury knows about that. Then a couple of parts reels. This is a Berkeley 809. It's missing its main gear. It's just basically a parts reel. Sometimes every now and then I get a person who wants to bail or something, so we'll see. And then I have two of the spin cast kind of reels. One is a Hedden 120 with broken handle. This one, not quite sure what this is, but it's broken. It's missing its arm here. It's missing a screw there. So that'll just, maybe I'll take the handle from that and put it on the head, and we'll see. So that's a bunch of older reels looking. And Tom sent these two in. He sent me in a 4.0 Senator, I believe. This is the older version. It's the black side plate 4.0 Senator. So this one doesn't have the ball bearings that you're accustomed to seeing in the red side plated ones. But other than that, there is a noticeable grind in this reel. Not sure what's causing that, but we'll find out, and we'll tune that up and make sure that Tom gets the reel worked on there. And then we have a Quantum Blue Runner. I understand that this replacement handle isn't doing what it should be doing, so we'll see what's going on there. I know I haven't done a Blue Runner. They were pretty popular a couple of years ago. It's a nice intermediate price reel. I think they were selling less than $100, maybe $40 or $50, kind of competing against the Okuma Convector, the Shakespeare Tidewater, and the like. It's got two ball bearings in it. This one's pretty clean. We'll see what's going on with this reel. We'll make sure that he gets those done as well. So then next up would be a pair of reels that I got, following on my theme of reels in a bag. This one was sent in to me because somebody started taking a Penn 320 apart, and we just spilled out a lot of the pieces and parts here. This is kind of interesting because there's a whole lot more parts and pieces. There's two reels. There's a lot more pieces and parts. I think maybe they reordered the bridge and the like. So we're going to see what we can do to put this one back together. This will make video because it seems folks are interested in these reel in a bag projects that I get in from time to time. And I don't mind it. It's a challenge. I've shown you how to do it on a couple of reels. I haven't shown you how to do it on the 320, so we'll see what's going on there. I do know that when I had some of the preliminary conversation, I don't know where that belongs, preliminary conversations, this was stuck on the bridge, and it looks like it's kind of partially kind of stuck there, so I think that's probably why we have a new bridge there. But we'll see what we can do on that one. So that's the GTO 220. I don't know if I misspoke earlier. It's a GTO 220. And we'll make sure that those of you that have one of these can see how it was put together and see how to service it if you have one. Here's one that wasn't taken apart. With a note, let's see what's going on with this one while we're at it. So these reels were one of the first of the Penn reels that was moved over to Chinese production. And when they went over to Chinese production, they pretty much kept the time-honored Penn design and the like. But what happened was eventually they started changing the designs and went away from some of the ones that were in the U.S., which is another indication here. Some people ask me, how do you know if it was made in the U.S. or not? Well, if it doesn't say made in the U.S., it wasn't. Well, that's particularly true of Penn. So nowhere on this reel does it say made in the USA. So as an indication, if you're shopping for pens, know that. But this reel only had a short run. It was made in 2005 when they moved the production to China, and it was discontinued in 2011. So in that period of time, that was probably the top level line reel. All right, and then one more while we're at it. So I mentioned eclectic. We got a little bit of everything this week that has come in. Here's an Ambassador 5500 C3. These are always nice reels, fun. This one just doesn't seem to be having a lot of fun at the moment. Very difficult to turn. There's actually a skip in there. So that skip is almost indicative of a line skip, broken line. But until we take it apart and find out, we're just not going to know exactly. So that'll be the a project. I probably will put this one on. I've been noticing some of my older videos that I've done were a lot more rough, if you will. I'm learning as I go along here, and maybe we'll just go redo the 5500C so that we have some clearer, more close-up kind of work on the ones that we're doing. So that's it. That's some of the things we get to look forward to. We'll do a pen, a Shimano, do an Abu, do a couple of vintage reels like the Bronson Mercury and the Shakespeare. Do a real old one with that Ashaway, try and figure out how that lever works on that reel, and then of course do some of the reels that are in my backlog to do as well from those pandemic projects. So please stay tuned. If there's any one of these that you really want to see, let me know. They're all customer reels essentially, so they're all going to make it to get done within a week or so. And if you have one that you'd like me to get started on, just let me know. And I'll be happy to make sure that we film that and that we get that done for your reference. So thank you again for watching. Thank you if you're a first-line responder, essential personnel, or anybody involved in helping us all keep safe during the pandemic. For those of us that are on the sidelines, please wear the masks, keep your social distance, listen to the authorities that are out there telling us what to do. That's the only way we're going to beat this thing. So thank you for watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.